Hundreds of homeowners are working around the clock to clean up after this week's massive flooding. Fox 7 sits down with an expert who has some tips on how you can financially prepare for a disaster like this.
You're watching Fox 7's Good Day Austin Sunday with Scarlett Grayson.
Good Day Saturday. I'm Scarlett Grayson. Well, you guys, Texas came in. A recent study by Bankrate.com is one of the most disaster-prone states in the country. So here with me to talk about how to prepare yourself, make sure that you're insured, is Shane Sullivan, and he's with Valhaven Health. So Shane, I guess the first thing that I want to ask you is, what are some of the things that you should be looking out for, you know, when you're preparing for disasters?
You make a good point. That report, we in Texas, we have for the last 50 years we've had a natural disaster, at least one or two every year. I think people are still recovering in Bastrop from the last big disaster. So there's probably the first thing you want to do is try to get back to some kind of normalcy. So there's like 5 things we can all do to try to restore some kind of normalcy when a disaster hits. Number 1, I'd say check your insurance. It's an easy phone call. Just call your advisors. That's what we're for. Call your advisors, find out, check on your auto, your home, your life. Make sure there's no lapses in coverage. You also want to make sure what's covered. If you left a car behind that's now underwater, is it covered? And also want to make sure you check your coverage amounts. There's cash and replacement. Replacement costs, replacement will actually give you enough money to buy a new couch, a new refrigerator. Cash will give you what the old refrigerator was worth. So it's a good reason just to make a phone call, check all that. 2, I'm a big believer in getting online. Auto deposit all your checks. I have a lot of retiree clients who still don't want to do it, but you don't want to find out that your pension checks, your Social Security checks are stuck in a mailbox or a flooded post office. If you got to hit the road, you also want to be able to do some banking wherever you land. Last, I also still believe in cash. You need about a week's worth of cash. The only thing worse than being in a disaster is being in a disaster without any money. So if you're going to have to hit the road, you might have to get a hotel, gas, food for your family. It's good to have about a week's worth of cash on hand. I'd also say get organized. A lot of people, I was here in Austin when it flooded recently, and the lights went out. That's not a good time to be looking for your deed, wills, and kid's birth certificate in the dark. So make sure you organize that and let your spouse know where that is also. I'm a big believer it should be somewhere safe. So get a safe. It should be fireproof, floodproof, and make sure that your spouse knows the combination also, that everyone's on board, has a plan. I'm also a big believer. I know that's a lot, so I would tell you we listed all this at our website at valhavenwealth.com. I'll tell you another unique little thing that a lot of people are doing now. There's a lot of virtual safes. So every single one of our clients, they use a virtual safe just to use as a backup. If you gotta hit the road, you gotta go fast. It's nice that you can still get online and get copies of life insurance, health insurance, maybe auto coverage, things like that.
If you want to check out some of these things that we discussed here today, you can go to valhavenwealth.com, or you can check out myfoxaustin.com. We'll have all the list of ways that you can be prepared for the next disaster. Hopefully not anytime soon, but thank you so much.
Sure, no problem.